Hey everybody! And I can see that I forgot to turn something off. Give me just a second. There we go. I apparently had the monitor on for my mic, so when I started talking I could hear it. But yeah, welcome to the stream. I don't know if it's audible or anything, but I've kind of done some changes to the audio setup that I have, because I wasn't fully satisfied with it, plus there was some problems with it and so on, and I found an easier way of doing it than I had before. It involved also updating OBS finally to version 29, since I've basically been stuck on version 27 for like a while. But yeah, finally doing a stream again after I think 20 days or so. Yeah, the idea for today's stream is basically just we're gonna do the Rising event a little bit later, because I have a few things that I want to do first. There's also a secondary quest we can do that is not related to the Rising event, but at the same time kind of, apparently. We'll get to that later. But first, I want to basically get further with the resistance weapons, because I finally here the other day got enough of the loathsome memories of the dying, because I've been slowly getting those. And by slowly I mean like very, very slowly, because I've basically only been getting them from the occasional Crystal Tower raid that I've ended up in, so it's been a while, because I don't really do those a whole lot. But finally got 15, technically 20 of them, so we can actually get to the next step of this quest line, and which will also allow me to start getting the next item that I need. So yeah. Also, I'm thinking of just reading things instead of using the text-to-speech, because why not? Because yeah, I kind of feel like doing that today, at least. Master Geralt has readied the forge, along with all other requisite materials. May I have the memories you have collected? Here you go, the loathsome memories of a departed soul, forever trapped in crystal. Here you go. Wonderful, and the weapon, if you please. Okay, that just gets handed over. Very good. Master Geralt will be delighted, or whatever passes for delight in that ill-sudden mind of his. Yeah. I think it would probably be more, I don't know, excited to be able to do some more interesting work. Right then, if these memories are as potent as I think they are, this should make for interesting work. Okay, they've got a new model now. Seems the memories taken to your weapon well enough, and they've transformed into a right fine piece of art. I call them the pair of Law's Order knives. Turns out the Queen's inscriptions are more powerful than I gave them credit for. Wouldn't surprise me if they've a bit more untapped potential. You've outdone yourself once again, Master Geralt. Why, it is almost enough to overlook your deplorable drinking habits, and you believe the weapon may be improved upon even further? Can't say for sure, or for certain. Perhaps if were to take a little stroll about the camp, you know, to clear head and such, might be as I be struck by inspiration. Did you not say the very same thing shortly before Blade Majula left to collect memories? As I recall, it was a very short stroll to the storehouse, where you invited the entirety of our last keg of ale. No, I believe you've had enough inspiration for one day, Master Geralt. Indeed, or instead, I believe it behooves you to share your latest accomplishments with the others before promptly returning to work. Not even a pint for me for all me efforts. Well, don't let us keep you. I'm sure you're itching to try that fancy new weapon of yours. If afterward you decided still needed more work, come back and I'll do what I can. Or I'll see what I can do. I don't really know what he actually said there. Did you read that correctly? Okay. So, laws, order knives. Okay. Advanced melting forbidden. You also can't really melt more than 5, so it doesn't really matter. No special effect or anything. And oh yeah, I probably need to equip the weapons. Oh wait, it's because Geralt is the one I need to talk to. Because I just want to unlock the next step so I can start working on that as well. The resistance remembers. Judging by his furrowed brow, Geralt's plans to further improve your resistance weapon may, at last, be taking shape. I know why you're here. You're looking to better tune the weapon to match the way you like to fight. Looking for you? I have a plan. The process ain't that different from what we've done before, mind, but we need to be a mite more particular about which memories we use. Easier said than done, I imagine. How is she to know what effect the memories will have before they are applied? That's just it, lad. She can't. First, we need to find a way to analyze the aether trapped in them. Bug me if I know how, though. All this pondering and postulating ain't for me, lad. If it's all the same to you, I think I'll head to the store, take a stroll to clear my head. There will be no need for that, Geralt. I believe I have the solution you're looking for. Regana, what are you doing here? And where in the world did you acquire such a device? Ever since laying eyes on it, I was intrigued by Koto's recording module, and as part of my arrangement with the Resistance, I commissioned an elegant node of my own from the Ironworks. And by elegant standards, it's quite remarkable. But what interested me most is its highly advanced data analysis protocol. Thanks to modifications by the Ironworks engineers, it should have no problem analyzing the ethereal properties of any crystallized memories found by Shana, and subsequently infusing Sith Aether into the resistance weapons. wouldn't be the first time I've had help from one of these elegant trinkets. You're sure it'll do the job? Then I say we put it through its paces. Thank you, Regana. Thank you. I never imagined the House of Splendors would go so far to help our cause. Well, our help is not without its price, I assure you. And make no mistake, when all is said and done, this elegant note will be returning with me to Mordona. We will always have use for an efficient worker that follows instructions to the letter, one that doesn't need frequent strolls along the beach or a constant supply of ale. At this rate, certain artisans may find their services are no longer required. I cannot say I like the implications of that, but aiding the resistance must come first. You have our full cooperation, for the time being at least. Splendid. Then let us return to the matter of analyzing the crystallized memories. Your part in this this is quite simple. You need but provide a sufficient sample size of crystals to the node. It will create a registry of any memories it is supplied, analyzing each entry for its combat potential. When the analysis is complete, we can readily assess the manner in which each memory would affect the resistance weapon, thereby allowing you to choose those most suitable for your to your needs. And for that, we'll be needing memories. Variety being the spice of life and all. I think it for the best if you look for 2 types of memories. 18 of each should do. At least I hope it will. Memories of the dying can be found from certain fates and alliance rates. Haunting memories of the dying can be found from fates in Gerabania, the Gerabania region, or from Shadow of Mark alliance rates. Vexatious memories of the dying can be found from fates in the Far East region or from Return to Evilise alliance rates. If I'm not mistaken, the I think it's like a I think it was like a 66% chance I read that the fates have of dropping the items. Actually quickly check that because I'm curious about that. I think it's 66% chance. Yeah, it has around at least a 66% chance to drop from fates, but you also get 3 from each of the alliance rates. And this is also a one-time quest. You only need to do this one time, and then you don't need to do it for any of the other weapons, which is really nice. The next step, though, we have to do that every single time. That is getting 15 time-worn artifacts, which you can only get from Palace of the Dead, which has a drop chance of it, or Delibrum Reginae. So gonna have to farm that a lot. And then there's also after that a second one-time grind, which is really not gonna be fun, because I'm gonna have to basically do so many either critical engagements or skirmishes, or do an absolute shit ton of raids, because I need like 30 of 6 different items. And you only get 1 from each skirmish or raid. Unless it's the critical engagement things, in which case you get 2 per critical engagement. That's still gonna take a while to get. But apparently there are certain raids that are really fast to do. Because you can't use unrestricted, you need to run them unsynced. But apparently Alexander 2 and 4 are the best ones to do for that quest. Delta Escape 1 and 3 is also good, and Eden's Gate 1 and 3 are also the ideal ones. But that can wait for another time because we're not doing that right now. So yeah, because I don't have any of those memories of the time because I can't get them yet. Anyway, we should head off to Ulda, so I can go ahead and do the Rising event. Maybe I should also upgrade my... I think I can upgrade my warrior axe to a higher level as well. Because yeah, I think I have the amount of bitter memories of the dying. And then I should maybe be able to get one of the... or like create a relic that is at the same level as the axe currently, so I can still get bitter memories of the dying. Because the way this whole thing works is that you need to like have like a relic at the stage in order to get the items, which is a bit annoying. Oh yeah, there's also the Moogle Tombstone event currently going, and there's a lot. I've gotten a few things already, but there's like some things of interest is the 10-year anniversary framer kit, which is a nice thing. The Fat Cat Parasol. Warrior of Light card, that one can be a bit of a pain to get, but it's not really necessary to get, really. There's a hairstyle, which you can only get from... I think it's only from lockboxes in Bosja and Satnor. Samurai Barding, and this emote is from Eureka, also from lockboxes, so that's a rare one. There's some emotes, some of which I don't really remember. I think this one is from Bosja and Sadnor, but you can get it with clusters, so it's not as big of a pain to get. This mount is the Gwibber from Titania Extreme, which is probably one of the easier Shadowbringer Extremes to farm. There's the Big Shell Whistle. Get that from Firmament, Skybuilder Scripts. Tyrannosaurus, that one might be a good thing to buy because you can only get that one from Eureka, also from lockboxes. Disembodied Head Resonator, you get that from the pot shards from Palace of the Dead. Answers against your own roll, you need to basically do the last bosses in each set of the Coils of Bahamut raids, and basically get the faded copy of 3 different songs, and then use those 3 along with a few materials, basically make answers. To the Edge and Final Days, you just need to do the trials that are related to those on Extreme, I believe, and you can drop the faded copy. That's a hairstyle from PvP, that is the one that I actually use. Shoebill from Amarot, that one is... this minion is from Mount Gold. Housing item, I don't remember where it's from. All the Kamui flutes, you can get those from all the Shadow or Stormblood trials. Dancing Mat occasional rolls 1, 2, and 3. You get that from Sigmascape V4 normal. You can just farm that unsynced if you're at level 90. Skyblue Parasol, that's from Skybuilder Scripts. Toad Hat and Toad Suit, that is from a Fate in the Tempest in Shadowbringers. A bunch of housing items, don't really care about that. There's some True Triad cards, which you can get from different places, but most of them aren't that difficult to get, but some of them could maybe be fine to buy, like the Susaku one could be a little bit of a pain. Ultimately, the High Seraph, maybe a little bit of a pain, I don't quite remember. There's the 2 Paisa minions, which you can only get from the Kubo of Fate. stuff in the firmament, which can be a little bit of a random chance of getting that treasure box. You can get that with allied seals. Fat cat you can only get from, I think it's the loot box-esque things from Grand Companies, and you can also get it from Fisher Retainers, like Ventures. This one you can get from, I'm forgetting if it's from maxing out your shared fates in Ilmeg, or if it's from the Pixie Tribe quest. This one is kind of unique because you can only get it from, like, I think it's community events or from a previous Moogle Tombstone event. Then there's a bunch of earrings that you could only get from previous events, and a Taoist Moogle, which is a minion. It's a lot of stuff. Also, welcome to the stream, Danish D. How are you doing today? Okay, let's see. Okay, so we have 2 quests I need to do. You have the one that Nanaji over there has, but we're gonna do that one later once I've done the quest that Kipi Jakja or Jakaya, I guess her name is. Yeah, once I've done her quest. Also, there's a vendor. Wait a second, I think I actually get some of these. Either I get these things from quests, something I'm not quite sure. Some of these things are different than the ones to buy, though. But I can also hear some music right now. Hold on. That's answers, I think. Yep, that's answers. I think it's supposed to be the music that played during the end of 1.0 when Dalamud fell. I think this song basically played during that. Okay. Siblings Rising. Kipi is looking a word sister. Oh, if it isn't Shana. It's always a pleasure, my friend. And how fortuitous that you should appear now, just when I'm in need of help again. Pray hear me out. You see, my brother recently wrote saying that he wished to meet me in Ul'dah during the Rising celebration. However, the appointed hour has come and gone, but I've seen neither hide nor hair of him. I've checked all the likely places in the city to no avail, and I'm beginning to worry. If it isn't too much trouble, may I ask you to help me find him? I'm in your debt. Now, my brother is a youth of 16 by the name of Nagi. He recently became an adventurer, something he had aspired to since he was little. I think we helped him during, the last Rising event. I think it was during the last one we did. So I definitely know that she has a brother that we helped at, during one event. Being an adventurer yourself, perhaps you know of him, if not crossed paths. I'm not familiar with name and Laz. I've never heard of him. We met at the previous Rising. It was during the last Rising event. Okay. Yeah, we basically helped him, helped welcome him to Ul'dah and showed him to the Adventurers Guild and helped him, get started as an adventurer, introduce him to the whole thing. Not only did you meet him, you helped him on his way, you say? What an amazing coincidence. That being said, it doesn't necessarily mean you would know where he is. Now, if he isn't in the city though, chances are he went outside on some business. To begin with, I propose we split up and make inquiries in case someone has seen him. If you could focus on this area, I shall speak with those in the quicksand. Afterwards, let us reconvene by the entrance to the tavern. Okay. Speak with the attendant. Greetings, adventurer. How may I assist you? Ah, Nagi. I understand he is doing some work for the Wandering Minstrel. I dare say his client can point you in the right direction if you can track the man down. That is, I'm afraid I don't know his whereabouts at present. Okay. Highlander adventurer. Something you need? Ah, Nagi. I know that sprightly lad. Couldn't say where he is now, but last I saw him, he mentioned taking on some delivery work. He's a curious one, he is. Gets along with everyone well enough, but doesn't seem to like working in a team. What with talk of bandits prowling the road of late, I can't help but worry. Okay, then there's one... Ah. Right? Something I can do for you, adventurer? If you're of business with Bran, best state it quickly. This guy has led to, or has needs to follow, an incident to investigate for the Harbor Herald. I see. With apologies, I haven't seen this, Naki. As a matter of fact, I've been rather busy working on my upcoming piece on the Rising. Why, just earlier I was interviewing the ever enigmatic Wandering Minstrel, who's got another unusual venture in the coffin. The letter forest, he calls it. If that piques your interest, I recommend go and see the man. He's at the Gold Court over on the steps of Thal. Pierce Nagi is carrying out some work for the Wandering Minstrel. If you can talk to the man at Gold Court, you should be able to learn more. Okay. That is, I guess, right through here. Yep, there he is. Letter Forest Tender. Greetings, welcome to the Letter Forest. Oh yeah, it's letters that are like hanging around the place here. Displayed here are the messages of gratitude and encouragement which folk, the realm over, have anonymously written. It comes as no surprise, but few messages are addressed to adventurers. Now we are still in the midst of preparation, but I should be pleased to guide you when all is ready, or when all is in readiness. Please return anon. Ah, my dear friend, what a pleasant surprise this is. I trust you have been keeping well. Now then, how might this minstrel be of service? So Nagi's sister wishes to find him. Indeed, I have entrusted him with a task and have an inkling as to where he might be. As you may have heard, on the occasion of this Rising celebration, I am hosting an exhibit called the Letter Forest. All are invited to anonymously submit letters to this forest and express their gratitude and encouragement to another, or for another, and all may peruse the letters at their leisure. Peruse, that's what it said. Now, in order to collect missives from outside of Ul'dah, I've dispatched a chocobo carrier. Like he is escorting said carrier, or carriage. When he contacted me on my link pearl a while ago, he said that they had emerged from the 12's wood on the way back to Ulda. Given the hour, they should have already arrived. I don't know what is causing the delay, but might I trouble you to look for them? I would go myself, except I'm needed here at present. I am gratefully, or truly grateful. In case it helps, the carriage was meant to pass through Black Brush Station, so perhaps you could take a search to that area. Pray that nothing has befallen them. Okay, also I might as well just hide this one. Alright, to the quicksands. Speak with the sister. I get the feeling that Ulda is probably, especially the Steps of Nal, is probably gonna take a while to load because of just the sheer amount of people doing the quest right now. Okay, there you are. There you are. We're able to learn Art of Nagi. Escorting a carriage for the minstrel. So that is the way of it. As suggested, let us take ourselves to Blackbrush Station and try searching in the vicinity. Okay, I had a feeling it was probably up there. Shanna, no sooner did I arrive than this man came running out of breath. You're an adventurer? Thank the 12. It's the bandits from the Quiron Mansi. They've fallen on a chocobo carriage over by the clutch. The carriage only had one guard. He was sorely outnumbered. Please, you must help him. It has to be Nike. With me, Shanna. Okay, we get a cutscene. Damn it. There's no end to them. We have you now, you stubborn little shite. Enough, leave my little brother alone, or 12. As my witness, you'll receive such a thrashing as you've never known. From this fearsome adventurer here, that is. I mean, they're not going to be a problem. That's no ordinary woman. Retreat. Are you alright, Nagi? Sister and Shanna too? That you should be the one to come to my aid. Thank you. How have you been, Nagi? You remember it. I've been well. More than well. I'm sorry I didn't come when you said I didn't come when I said I would, sister. Rest assured, I'm not too badly hurt. That's a relief. I'll take a proper look at your wounds back in the city. Must say, I was quite surprised to learn that you had met Shanna. She helped me when I first arrived in Uldar. From registering as an adventurer to completing my first task, she kindly showed me the ropes. Now I had suspected that you were a great adventurer, but to send your foes running without even drawing your weapon, that's just incredible. Still have a long way to go, embarrassing myself like I did. If I want sister's approval, I need to grow stronger and be able to fight on my own. My approval? But first things first. Bremont. Oh yeah, he's the guy that actually brings us to the starting cities. Bremont and I have a delivery to make for the Rising. If you'll excuse us, we will hurry back to Uldar. Does I head back as well? I had a mind to pay the minstrel a visit in any case. Okay, that takes us right here. Nice. Saves us the trouble of traveling there. Welcome back, my friends. Pleased am I to see that Nagi is safe and well. Rising attendants informed me they now have all the letters. With this, we may proceed with the letters, with the letter forest as planned. Thank you, Nagi. I'm so sorry I'm late. You see, were it not for Shana, there's no telling what might have become of the letters and Bremont. In the end, I was utterly useless. So that's how it happened. Nagi's client, allow me to thank you as well for coming to his aid. That being said, my boy, you were far from useless. Nay, you bravely defended the carriage until help arrived. There is no need to belittle yourself so. Luciana didn't need to rely on anyone. No, she drove off the bandits. Nary more than a stern look. I couldn't hold a candle to her. Like her, I want to be able to deal with any problem without help. Otherwise, I can't claim to be an adventurer worth his salt. Without help. Tell me, Nagi, all this time have you been working alone, even for dangerous tasks? That's right, a worthy adventurer does rely on others. If I'm to be the kind of adventurer you approve of, I must be able to handle everything by myself. Nope. That's not true. I see. That is what you believe. Then I can't consent to you being an adventurer any longer. Return to our village and start over. What? But you were so happy for me when I became an adventurer. Working so hard to succeed, to prove to you that I have what it takes. But now, you developed a grave misconception. Till you recognize what it is, I can't in good conscience approve of your calling. If you can't accept this, if you wish to remain an adventurer, then you must win me over. And it begins with pondering why you first embarked upon this journey, or on this path. Alright, sister, I'll think on this. I'm sorry you had to see that, Shala. Despite how it may have appeared, no one wants his brother to succeed more than I do. To succeed and be happy. After all, I know better than any how hard he works. Unless he changes his ways, however, he's likely to die somewhere out there, and even if he manages to stay alive, he would only know an arduous life. That's why I didn't go out of my way to be gentle when dressing his wounds. If he could just focus on what actually matters, instead he obsesses about gaining my approval and compares himself to others. Okay, and I think this is the last part of the quest. What drives us? Kipi is again looking a worried sister. Truth be told, no matter what Nagi wants to do, it is my intent to support him. It's his life, after all, and no one else's. It isn't my place to interfere. Be that as it may, if he is sabotaging his own aspirations with his obsession for my approval, I can't simply stand idly by and watch. Though I am to impose until my brother has found his answer, might I trouble you to keep an eye on him? Please take it as a request from me as well. Ever has adventuring been dangerous, and it is more dangerous still for one who spurns help. Kipi, I do not wish for Nagi to continue on his current path as a fellow adventurer. Please help him find a better way. Thank you. Now then, on a related matter, I must pay a visit to the Weavers Guild, but I will see you again anon. If you'll excuse me. Nagi sit off this way, so you may find him at the Sapphire Avenue Exchange. We'll leave him in your capable hands, my friend. Hey there, Teddy. Welcome to the stream. We're currently just doing a 10-year anniversary event in Final Fantasy. It's basically just celebrating the 10-year anniversary of A Realm Reborn being released. It's basically an event that they have like every year, just celebrating the release of the game. But this year it's the 10-year anniversary, so they are doing a little bit more with it, it feels like. Especially in terms of the rewards. Oh, it's you, Shana. What is it? Is that so? I'm sorry. This is really something I should be doing alone. Still, it's nice to have someone to talk to. Like my sister bade me, I'm pondering why I chose to become an adventurer in the first place. Kipi has looked after me since I was no more than 10, after our parents passed away. She was already a reporter by then, and her work took her to various places. From her, I heard tales about adventurers and came to admire them. Upon learning of the full extent of the pending calamity, she took us to a village in the mountains where our aunt lived. It's desperate times like these that people need stories of hope, she used to say. I believed she had wanted to remain in Gridania and continue her work, but she left in order to keep me safe. I was a burden to her then. I don't want to be a burden to her again. For that, I need to show her that I don't need to depend on others, that I am a capable adventurer who can handle anything by himself. Ponder as I might, I can't understand what's wrong with that. Well, when in doubt, I suppose I should do what adventurers do and gather information. It would be good, I think, to speak with people like my sister, people who aren't adventurers but are familiar with them. Who in Ulda would fit that description? How about the face of the Adventurers Guild? What about the local purveyor of information? How about a business with extensive dealings with adventurers? Adventurers, advice of the Adventurers Guild? Would make sense, I guess. Of course, Wells, but Miss Momodi. In her capacity as guild representative, she's bound to have some valuable insights. I'll seek her out at once. Okay, over to the quicksands then. I wonder who's using those sound effects now. Because I feel like it's usually Fable, but I haven't seen him say anything in chat yet. So I don't know if he's here. Okay, he's over there. I still remember when I first came here to sign up. I was a nervous wreck then, but now this place feels like a second home, and I come all the time for crumpets. They make them so springy and serve them drowning in butter and honey. Sorry, now isn't the time for that. Come, let's have a chat with Miss Momodi. Hey there, Fireball. Welcome to the stream. Okay, let's see here. Well now, if it isn't Shana and Nagi, to what do I owe the pleasure of both your companies today? Oh yeah, Fireball, I think you might be happy to hear is that I've gotten rid of Voicemeter Banana, because I found a different way to basically split the audio in OBS. I don't know if it sounds better or not, because I still haven't really gotten everything fully set up, I feel like, in terms of audio. I think I still need to fix some things, because I think it might not be 100%. You heard no sound effects. Wait, did they not play on stream? I think I might have an idea of why they didn't play. But it seems I'm not quite sure. Huh. They should in theory have been playing though. Don't know why they weren't though. I'll have to figure that out later, because I have some ideas, but they would basically require me to start messing around with a bunch of settings, and that's gonna have to wait then. After all, the stream is not gonna be overly long, so yeah, I can probably just look at that after the stream. But yeah, I still need to also try and mess around with the equalizer settings and so on. But I basically found a somewhat better way to do the whole splitting audio thing in OBS. It did require me though to update to version 29 of OBS instead of staying at version 27, which also meant that I had to find a different way of doing the whole oh, that's the wrong thing I just disabled there. I basically had to do a different way of doing the whole blurring thing. Like, I basically had to do a weird setup, because Stream Effects apparently doesn't work anymore, or at least it's paid to use, which is, I still feel like that is kind of dumb. No long stream cries, I cry. Yeah, unfortunately, but there's not too much stuff for this event. There is technically this quest I'm currently doing and another quest, so there is still a little bit more longer, like maybe like 30-40 minutes, or maybe more like 30 minutes to an hour. I don't really know how long the other quest is, but yeah, it's not gonna end like right away, the stream, so you can be sure of that at least. Yeah, let's see here. I was wondering, or I was hoping to get your advice on a certain matter. StreamFX is pay to use and you understand it, but StreamFX is mainly a package solution. You can download the plugins without any trouble. Yeah, there's just one thing that is a bit annoying, because the thing that I've downloaded is basically I think it's a fork essentially of the StreamFX blurring tool. The problem is just with StreamFX, I could just like place a filter on the game capture and then just shrink the area that it would like blur. Here I need to basically make a copy, or basically have a second game capture, which can basically just be a reference to the one currently on screen, place that in a folder, and then apply the blurring effect to the folder, and then shrink the folder itself, or what the folder covers, basically shrink that down. So it's a source cloning basically. I have to do that, which is kind of dumb, but it works. But I would prefer to just do the other thing, because that was just so much easier. But yeah, can't do it can't do it now, unless some other blurring tool comes out. You dumb Christ, and scuff this. Okay, the misconception you've developed about being an adventurer, that's an interesting one, I have to admit. Try as I might to figure it out, I keep going around in circles. Thought you might be able to offer some insights. This is just a gut feeling, but I reckon I understand what your sister's trying to say. Tell me, Nike, suppose you fail to get your sister's approval. Would you simply give up being an adventurer? Would it all become meaningless? From this here counter, I've indeed seen of many an adventurer, each and every one unique, with dreams and destinations all their own. But in spite of their differences, they all share something in common, a reason for first embarking upon their journey. Shanna, would you mind telling us why you chose the adventuring life? Want to see the world? It seemed exciting. A friend recommended it to me, or it's a secret. What would Shanna's reason be? I feel like the friend recommended it to me. Not really. That doesn't really seem like it. I guess I want to see the world. Really seems most fitting. How very like you. Keep that reason close to your heart now. You hear? And you, Nagi? What inspired you to become an adventurer? Simple, really. Heard about adventurers from my sister and became infatuated with the lives they led. Like them, I wanted to be able to see the world while helping those in need. Then isn't that enough? Your sister's approval or no, you have a reason all your own. By the 12 I see it now. At some point, my desire to prove myself to Kipi had displaced my own motive for being an adventurer. This is a misconception Kipi wanted me to recognize. What a fool I've been. Wanting someone's approval isn't wrong in and of itself, mind, but it's got nothing to do with why you're an adventurer. It shouldn't force you to do things you wouldn't otherwise do, like trying to handle everything alone. Well, that's enough from me for today. I've said my piece. What you do now is up to you, Nagi. Thank you for your help, thank you for helping me realize Miss Momodi. Think nothing of it. It's my job to watch over you all. Nothing makes me happier than to see you happy doing what you do. Time to wait for the game to load. There we go. Let me just put my tea mug away. So finally done with that, which ended up being like lukewarm tea. Wasn't really that great at the end. Thank you too, Shanna, for accompanying me. I think I know what to say to Kibi now. And loath though I am to trouble you again, there's something else I'd like your help with. You see, of the letters we collected in Limsa Luminsa, one was from an explorer who was seeking an escort for an expedition. By now, the letter should be on display at the Gold Court. I want to show it to my sister. I'd be grateful if you could help me find it. Come, let's rejoin the minstrel. Okay, so I need to go this way. I get the feeling that's gonna be where the minstrel ends up standing, where we finish the quest. Get our mountain. What else was it we got? Those things. Don't we actually have a bunch of that? I have a full stack of it. Ah, welcome back. Dare I hope you were able to find the answer? Yes. I'm happy to say, Miss Modi helped me to come to that realization. And when I go to speak with my sister, I see. By all means, feel free to borrow the letter. It doesn't have any distinguishing characteristics. As I recall, there was a large drawing of a blue chocobo on it. Very well. Let us all search together, the more swiftly to find it. Okay. Letter with a shield drawing. That's the blue chocobo drawing over there. Chocobo carriage. I think I can just check the others, what they say. Dear not so new adventurer, as a traveling merchant, I've had my fair share of happy encounters, but sharing a carriage, you stands out above them all. Wait. For you see, went on to sell veritable crate loads of the ring I gave you, and turned enough of a profit to buy my own carriage. You shared with me your adventures and luck, and I count my blessings every day. No matter where I go, I often hear of your exploits, and it makes me inordinately proud to have met you. Till we meet again, my friend, I pray for your continued safety and success. While the contents rings a bell, this letter wasn't written by an explorer, nor does it bear drawing of a chobo. It isn't the missive Naki is looking for. I think that might have been the I'm forgetting his name now. The guy that helped us, or that basically brought us to like our starting city. Okay, letter with a quill drawing. Esteemed adventurer, should you chance to read this letter, I pray you finds you well. Much time has passed since you helped us rebuild in the wake of that terrible disaster, but we still remember you most fondly. Our lives continue to be hard, and every day brings new challenges. Nonetheless, we have regained a semblance of what we once had, and smiles are beginning to return to faces. The morrow will be brighter than today. This we dare to believe now, thanks to you. Should you find yourself face hardship, I pray that you believe the same. Okay. Can't quite figure out who that is. I feel like it might be something related to Ishgard in some way. I think. Okay, a shield drawing. As someone charged with the city's peace, I cannot overstate how much of a boon adventurers are to our effort. Some folk had expressed concern that an increase in drifters would see an corresponding rise in crimes, but on the contrary, they are steadily declining. Soldiers like ourselves are somewhat limited in the scope of our duties, and we're not always available to lend our citizens what assistance they need. Thus, would I take this opportunity to express my heartfelt gratitude to adventurers who step up to fill the void. Don't really know who that would be either. I feel like some of these are dedicated or are from specific characters we've met or interacted with, perhaps. Dear adventurer, how fares your journey? Mine continues, and I wake to the sound of birdsong and lie down to sleep beneath the moonlights as I seek unblazed trails. Long ago, when an adventurer aided me, I was made to realize how alike we are. Deep down, we are simply travelers who thrill to make new discoveries. Thus do I write this letter now in hopes of recruiting such like-minded souls to join me on an expedition. If you and all share in my desire to make an uncharted charter, then I invite you to seek me out as a drowning wench in Limsa. Eagerly do I await your coming. This letter, recruiting adventurers, bears a drawing of a blue chocobo. It must be the missive Naki is looking for. Does it say anything in the description here? Drawn with a hand drawn picture of a chocobo, this letter invites adventurers to take part in an exploratory expedition. No luck over here so far. How about you? Blue chocobo? Yes, this is the one. All that's left then is talk to Kippy. Do you know where she is? She went to the Weaver's Guild, saying that she had business there. Perhaps she is buying clothes. At any rate, I'll look for her there. Thank you. I actually feel like she might be trying to get some, like a new adventuring outfit for him. That's my idea, at least. For this too, might I trouble you to accompany Nagi? Afterwards, I ask that you tell me how events unfold. I shall await you at the Ruby Road Exchange, which I'm pretty sure is that spot I was talking about earlier, right, like out there. Alright, Weaver's Guild. I'm just gonna take the Ethernet over there. You're here too, Shannon? I must confess I'm feeling rather nervous, so I appreciate your presence. And cutscene. Oh dear, you came to find me? My apologies for taking so long. So Nagi, were you able to find the answer? To begin with, I want you to look at this. An explorer is simply an escort for an expedition. Certainly sounds exciting. In wanting your approval, I was determined not to rely on others, but a part of me dearly wanted to be part of the expedition, to go where I dare not set foot alone. So I've decided that I will answer the invitation. Then this means you've given up on trying to do everything alone? I had wanted to prove to you that I'm capable, that I'm no longer a burden. In my obsession, I lost sight of why I became an adventurer in the first place. To see what lies beyond the horizon and lend a helping hand to those I meet. That's what drives me. And I was able to remember this thanks to Miss Moody and Shana. Whether or not you approve, I want to continue adventuring on or for my own reasons. Is that alright with you? Didn't you just say you didn't need my approval? But to be clear, I never actually intended to stop you. Do you remember what you once told me, Nagi, shortly before the calamity struck? Did you interview adventurers again today? What were they like? What kind of places have they been to? You never get sick of hearing about adventurers, do you? Never ever. When I grow up, I want to be an adventurer too. Well, that's as fine an aspiration as any. But do you know what kind of adventurer you wish to become? A hero like in the tales, perhaps? Oh no, sister, not a hero. Adventurers are free spirits, and I want to be the freest spirit of all. Oh yes, I'll travel the world and meet lots of people. And when I visit home, you can interview me as much as you like. For that boy to spurn help for want of my approval, couldn't bear to see it, and in order to bring you to your senses, I may have spoken a little sternly. As an adventurer, you'll experience no small amount of hardship, but you chose your path, or chose your path because you wanted to be free. So don't let yourself be shackled by expectations, be it your own or that of others, and instead take things as they come. As long as you are true to yourself and recognize your limits, you'll surely find a way forward. And remember, not even heroes can accomplish everything alone. Relying on others doesn't make you less Relying on others doesn't make you a lesser adventurer. If anything, the freer we are, the more we need to look out for one another. That, I believe, is the essence and beauty of adventuring. Wouldn't you agree, Shana? Wholeheartedly, an adventurer is never alone. Yeah. Understood, Kibi? I won't ever forget this. Knowing you, I expect you're raring to answer the explorer's petition in Lominsa. You'll be taking an airship, yes? In which case, I shall give these garments to you now. I had them made for you, thinking it was past time you had something better. For me? Thank you so much, sister. Thank you too, Shana. You're the kind of adventurer I admire. I'll keep working hard to be like you. Couldn't have asked for a better person to watch over my little brother. I appreciate everything you've done for him and look forward to meeting you again, be it for a story or something else. That we take our leave of you. Also, thanks for the follow there. I'm not entirely sure how to pronounce that name. Because I think it's like Fear Ick. And then 9U, I don't really know how to pronounce it. I'm just gonna say Fear because I don't know how to pronounce the rest of it. Because, yeah, welcome to the stream. We're currently just doing the Rising event and also another quest after that that is kind of new apparently. Apparently related to the event in some way. But from what I understand will apparently stay after the event is done. Anyway, till next time. You see the siblings off, safe in the knowledge that all will be well. Time to rejoin the wandering minstrel and relate to him a tale's happy conclusion. And I'm assuming also get the token from, or the speech from Yoshi, which we usually get during that part of the quest. Okay, so I need to go there. What one I clicked on. I feel like Adventure Skill is probably the closest one. Okay, so take a shortcut through here. And I think the game might have loaded enough so I can use my dash. Nope. It's still not loading fast enough. I'm just gonna stay in place because otherwise it's gonna start fucking rubber banding me backwards. Like if I went over there, it would just be like, yep, you're going back there. Which I fucking hate when it does that. Welcome back, my friend. Judging by your expression, I take it all is well with Nagi and Kipi. see. Pleased am I to hear that. When we set out on our first journeys, it is usually for the simplest of reasons. Yet, as we make our way, those reasons may become lost in a haze of motives, causing us to lose sight of what truly matters. In such a time, if we can but remember what prompted us to take our first step, we will always find the strength to take the next. Nagi shall be fine, I'm certain of it. Thanks for keeping an eye on him. He's gonna play a song, and we're gonna meet Yoshi, I'm assuming. That is usually what happens during this event. These events have inspired a new verse in me, a verse about the dreams of those who seek new worlds and the hopes of those who see them off. And echo, yep. Oh, we're not in the void this time. Usually we're in like a sort of void-esque thing. Oh, we're on an airship. Oh yeah, that might actually be due to the fact be related to 1.0 or 2.0, I guess. Something like that, maybe. Greetings, Warrior of Light. He's in an Ironworks outfit this time. What is a world that exists? This is a world that exists outside your reality. Could it be a dream? A flight of fancy conjured by your weary mind? Perhaps, or perhaps not. Naoki Yoshida. 'Tis a pleasure to meet you again. As I have in the past, I have beckoned you here that I might express my gratitude. 10 years have now passed since the world was reborn from its ashes, since we set forth upon this journey. Countless things have happened during that time, and I've had the pleasure of meeting many an adventurer along the way. If truth be told, it hasn't always been easy. There are moments where I wonder why I must struggle so, days when I'm tempted to cast it all aside. But in spite of this, I always manage to carry on, and it's thanks to my wonderful comrades, and to you, our esteemed adventurers. By now, I must have been regaled with tens of thousands of your tales. You usually share them with a smile, but even when it's with a frown, you tell me that you're still enjoying yourselves. There's no exaggeration to say that I derive all my driving force from all of you, or from you all. From the bottom of my heart, I thank you. Oh, Yoshi P. Ours is an unending journey, and nothing would make me happier than if we could keep walking it together. As you make your way, we promise that we will ever be at your side, matching you step for step. Now, the time has come for this vision to end. Time for your eyes to open from this waking dream. Much time has passed since the world was reborn from its ashes. Countless souls have made this place their home. Every single one has left an indelible heart. I don't think I've seen that word before. indelible, yes, mark upon it. Together we have built this world, and it is our sincerest hope that we shall continue to do so for many years to come. So please be safe and well. May you ever walk in the light of the crystal. And time to wake up. It's always nice, this like little message from Yoshi P, who, for those who don't know, is the director of the game. It's basically just something that always appears in every single Rising event, which is always nice. I dare say Nagi is aboard the airship by now. I pray that he and Kippy will find happiness upon their respective paths. I hope you do so as well, my friend. If you would lend me an ear, I would dedicate these verses to your future. Ah, and there's his new outfit. By morning light the journey starts, a thrill of hope within our hearts. On westerly winds to river's song, onto the world where we belong. Buff fields of white and a sure sky. Sunset storm, a crimson fire. Jewels alight on pitch black veil. A new day dawns, so goes the tale. By eternal wind we carry on, boldly towards a golden morn. When memories as a guiding star shining our steps both near and far. Fireworks. Where you will go, whom you will meet, what you will see. There is no telling what the future holds for anyone. Yet come what may, I bid you never forget this. The bonds you forge, the memories you make, and the footprints you leave behind, they shall one day spur you forward. So pray continue walking your own path. Wherever your journey leads, I shall be praying for your happiness. There's the Meteor logo. With memories shared, yet all our own, as one we brave frontiers unknown. Thank you for 10 years. Diesel event, quest complete. You now have access to the letter forest and the Golden Court. Speak with the tender stationed there to read the letters. Additionally, you have also unlocked the Kubo Kubo Adventure minigame on the Steps of Thal. Speak with Norora at the Ruby Exchange to play. This, along with other minigames, may also be played by opening the toy chest in any inn room. Nice. Kinda want to try that thing. Also, did that give us any title, perhaps? I kind of doubt it. Yeah, it didn't. Okay, so we also got a mount, Rising Phoenix Whistle. Hot to the touch, this hand-carved whistle emits a lively swirl that summons your Rising Phoenix. Let's use that. And if I'm not mistaken, that is basically just the same mount as we saw during that cutscene. Just where? There it is. Let's just add that to the favorites. Okay, Nanaji, I want to do your quest. Remembering the past. I think there's 2 quests from this one. I think. It should apparently also be available just at any time because it's not like event, like tied to the event really, but to an extent it apparently touches on things from the start of the game, or at least around Born stuff, so might as well do it. The demand, or the determined set of your jaw, the dynamic presence, as if you're ever ready to leap into action. There's no mistake, you're an adventurer and a dependable one at that. Tell me, are you familiar with the name Louis Leveler? Yep. Of course I am. Of course you are, of course you are. Forget my suddenness. I am Nanan G. Nununji, a budding writer, and I seek to pen a biography of the great man. In particular, I wish to cover his moments leading up to the calamity, and to that end I've requested an interview with the Immortal Flames. He served the Ocean Alliance as a tactician, you see, so there ought to be someone in the Order who had dealings with him. And while a request has thankfully been accepted, there's just one problem. I don't have any experience conducting interviews, and I'm worried whether I'll be able to do a proper job. As an adventurer, you're doubtlessly used to dealing with people, thus I would like to ask you to accompany me in the capacity as an assistant. It would be tremendously reassuring to simply have you watching on. And if you're amenable afterwards, I'd like to interview you as well for your own impressions. For your troubles, I'll be certain to credit you as a collaborator, so please, won't you help me with my biography, that the memories of the calamity might be preserved for future generations. I'm in your debt. To begin with, please come with me to Camp Drybone in eastern Thanalan. There's a place I'd like to visit ahead of the interview. Okay. Yeah, Drybone. Maybe that's... It's probably the graveyard. Because that's the graveyard in eastern Thanalan that's in the picture. Also, I get to show off the mount this time. Or now, since we are actually going into an area with that. So let's just try summoning that. Okay. So, big old phoenix of sorts. Can fly as per usual, and it also has a thing here. Summon celebratory flames in honor of a realm that rose from the ashes. Okay, and also it looks like we're actually the Phoenix, not just riding on it. There you are. To explain why we are here. Oh, but I haven't even asked your name. How am I supposed to credit you if I don't even know that much? Shanamajula? The Shanamajula, champion of Eorzea? Small wonder I felt you were dependable. With one such as you helping me, everything will surely go well. But getting back to business, the interview I've arranged is with an officer of the Immortal Flames. Is there still time, however? I thought we'll pay a visit to the nearby graveyard first, so I can explain my motivation for the biography. Oh, and just cutscene, nice. I come from a small village near the Cardinal Flats. It was burned down in the calamity, and those who died were laid to rest here, my parents among them. It's hardly an uncommon tale. After the dread primal emerged from Dalamud, he unleashed fiery devastation across the length and breadth of Eorzea. But as much as the calamity has scarred the realm, it is quickly becoming just another event in the history books. Beyond occasionally giving thanks to the Archons that Eorzea was saved, people spare it little thought. But when you've lost so many loved ones, it's hard to feel that anything was saved. That's why I wish to know more about Louisoix. By learning about his part in Eorzea's salvation, I hope that I will attain closure. That's my motivation for writing the biography. I mean, I can tell you that he turned into Phoenix, and basically was the reason why Eorzea basically rose from the ashes way faster than it should have. But maybe he'll find that out, I don't know. Now then, in preparation for the interview, let's review what is known about our subject. Hey there, Ruko. Welcome to the stream. We're currently just doing the, I guess Louisoix quest is what you could call it. That was released with the Rising event and so on. I think it was Sunday that it was released. At least I haven't heard about this quest before then. Anyway, it's difficult to define exactly when the 7th Umbral Calamity was set in motion. Many historians, however, point to the Empire's Meteor Project, which sought to bring Dalamud down upon Eorzea. Oh, hold on, those are some pictures I've not seen before. Okay, so we have Ulda on the left, Gridani in the middle, and Limsa on the right, I guess. It was the year 1562 of the 6th Astral Era. Seeking to combat the Imperial threat, Louisoix founded the Circle of Knowing, an order whose objective was the preservation of Eorzea. This quest will still be there after the event. I think so, because I don't think it's technically part of the event. Like, it doesn't have the little icon when you look at it, and from what I've read, because I read a little bit on Reddit earlier, like, at school, because we had some downtime at some points. I basically read that apparently this one is not, since it's not part of the actual event, you can just do it whenever, I guess, but I'm not entirely sure, so I would recommend maybe doing it before, but yeah. I would recommend maybe doing it before the event ends, but I have no idea, but it is also, like, the event is gonna last until the start of October, basically, since it's not going away until 6.5 is released, apparently. You're planning on entering the housing lottery this Saturday evening for a cabin. Ooh, nice. There are a lot of cabins, I feel like, around the place, like small houses, which usually don't get like a ton of people. because I feel like most people try to go for the like bigger houses usually. At least like a cottage, or not cottage. It's I guess it's just counted as a house. Like the medium-sized ones, at least. But yeah, small house is also completely fine because at least you can like decorate and so on. Also, I think the thing that's mentioned here, the circle of knowing, is basically the like what I think the circle of knowing basically ends up becoming the scions, if I'm not mistaken. At least I think that's sort of the case. There's one ward in the mist that has 6 slots open on Twitani. Yeah, I think there's also like just in my ward where I have my mage, I think there's like 3 or 4 houses like available. I'm pretty sure at least there's 2 available currently of just the small ones, and one of them is like right next to my house. Like it's, if you basically stand like at the entrance to my house's area, you can basically just look down to the right and there's a house just right there. It was occupied at one point, but it's kind of been just empty for like a few weeks now, it feels like. So don't know what's happening with that. Anyway, through its members, the Archons of Shalian, the Circle worked to unite the nations of Eorzea in common cause. The result was the formation of the Grand Companies in the 3 city-states, the Immortal Flames, the Order of the Twin Adder, and the Maelstrom. None of these would exist now were it not for their efforts. Okay, so Louisoix was part of the reason why the Grand Companies were created. Didn't quite actually know that. And then in the year 1572, when the situation was coming to a head, Louisoix himself made the journey to Eorzea in secret and engaged with each of the nations. What took place during that time is what I seek to learn in the interview. The man we're due to meet is the contact for the Free Brigade, a unit formed of adventurers, and he apparently had Louisoix's assistance for a mission. Meeting place is Highbridge to the northeast. It's more or less time now. Let's make our way there. Well, apparently FF14 is currently having a bit of a player drought right now. Is that because new content is coming out slow? You're always in queue whenever you're like, yeah, I feel like that also happens, but I think it might just be that they can only let like one person in maybe at a time. So it was like, even if it's just a few people that's in the queue, you just end up in a queue. But yeah, I don't know if it is. Like, I feel like it's not really slower or less people necessarily, because I still feel like there's a lot of people like around the game, but it might just be maybe Twintania is having that problem, but I haven't really noticed it on Zodiac, at least. Especially right now with the event happening, there are so many people in the main cities. Like, it is, I can feel that it takes longer for stuff to basically load, so that if I try to use Hell's Ingress, it very often, if I just load into the area, it will just not react until like 10 seconds maybe after, which just rubber bands me way the fuck back, which is really annoying. Okay, let's wait at the destination. And there's the person, I'm guessing. The ones who seek an interview? I must say, I wasn't expecting to see the champion of Eorzea. I'm Nanan G. Noronji, the writer who made the request, and Shana is kindly accompanying me for the interview. I can't thank you enough for taking the time out of your busy schedule to humor me. Come now, no need for the thanks. Like everyone, I hold Louisoix in the highest esteem. If you wish to know about him, Holland Aubrey is always glad to oblige. Without further ado, then let us begin. You mean the Urban Cool for raid activity? Basically finished both Heavensward and Stormblood and Shadowbringers, Heavensward and Shadowbringers Alliance raids, queuing with Duty Finder. It might be slowing down now. Maybe, although I feel like Alliance raids are gonna have a lot of activity right now, since all of them basically give the current like Moogle Tombstone. So I feel like you can basically just queue up for any of them and should have a somewhat easy time to get like a group going. Like I think the other day, I think it was maybe like yesterday or maybe Monday, I think I queued up for, I think I said my queue for U4 scene and the last of the Stormblood raids, Alliance raids, and I think it didn't even take like 5 minutes, and I basically got a like queue pop for the Stormblood Alliance raid. So I feel like it doesn't take too long. Yeah. Basically Monday and yesterday you did all 6 raids with only 10 minutes of queuing time at most. Yeah, I feel like that is pretty good. Like 10, like depending on the role you're selecting, it might go faster or slower, but 10 minutes it's not bad. Like that is a pretty good one, especially if you're playing one of the slower ones. I still don't really know if tank or DPS, like if tank, DPS, or healer is actually the slowest one in those cases. Like I know for 8-man content and 4-man content, DPS usually have the slower queue times because of the sheer amount. But I have heard something about tanks having slower queue times on Alliance raids, but that's because there's only like 3 that's needed for them. So those slots usually fill up pretty quick. Whereas DPS have like a shit ton of spaces, because it's 24 people. Each alliance has 5 DPS if I'm not mistaken. I think it's 5 DPS, 2 healers, and 1 tank, which should add up to 8 if I'm not mistaken. So that is 15 DPS, which is a lot. So there's plenty of space for those. But there might also be just way more DPS that queue up. So, don't really know. You're playing on Reaper. Ooh, nice. That is kind of my main after all, so I like Reaper a lot. Okay, my understanding is that you had dealings with Louisoix. Could you please tell me the details? As you know, our grand companies were formed thanks to the Circle of Knowing, but it wasn't until Dalmud began turning red that Louisoix first appeared. The roulette for Alliance raid is still considered in looking for tanks. Okay. Maybe it's based on like the amount of people actually queuing for it. And tanks might just be the lowest amount of players, but I could be wrong about that. I don't fully know how the looking, like the role in need thing works, but maybe it works by the amount of players queued up for that thing. I don't know. began with the word, it began with the word that an elderly Ellison man had come to Gridania who held the key to vanquishing primals. Upon learning of this, I sent an adventurer of the Free Brigade to make contact with him. I think it's looking at how many parties are missing specific roles. That could also be it. I don't really think that we really know fully how it works. Unless some people have like reverse engineered something and looked at some code. I don't know. There might be something like some people might actually know how it works, but I don't fully. But the suggestion you're giving could probably be the case also. Let's see. I later learned that the Maelstrom and the Order of the Twin Adder had done the very same. At that time, our companies weren't yet collaborating. Each one only thought to stay ahead of the others. If truth be told, at first we didn't think much of Louisoix, only that he was the leader of the scholars who studied particular prophecies. But when the adventurer reported back, our opinion of the man completely changed. With his spellcraft, Louisoix had opened the way to into Ifrit's domain. And by the hand of dauntless adventurers, the Lord of the Inferno was brought low. Alas, many defeats preceded that victory, which reported that countless charred corpses laid strewn in the bowl of embers. Sounds like the easiest query used for looking at pairing parties in general. Or at least you think so, maybe. Now the mission also yielded a shocking revelation. Following the battle, Legatus Nail van Darnus of the 7th Imperial Legion appeared and told the adventurer that the hour of reckoning was at hand, that Dalamut would soon fall and cleanse the land. That was when we realized that the Empire was behind the Red Moon's anomaly. So thanks to Louisoix, you came to be aware of the Meteor project. Still, it doesn't seem like you had much to act upon. I should say, afterwards we scrambled to learn all we could about the project. For blessing, we had the cooperation of a Garland defector, Sid Garland, whom you know well. He revealed the details of the project. It utilized a transmission tower to pluck Dalamut from the heavens, all for the purpose of plunging us savages from the realm, or purging us savages from the realm. I could continue telling you what I know, but from this point on, there is someone better suited for that. Someone better suited than I am. If you're interested, I would be glad to introduce you to this individual. What say you? Well, now, we'd be keen to speak with this person indeed. Very well. I will send word to the Adder's Nest. If you could take yourself to Kalu Falls, we'll arrange for a meeting there. I'm gonna assume that we are also going to La Nausea afterwards to speak with someone from the Maelstrom. To go to such lengths to help us, I can't say how grateful I am. Could not mention it. As I said, I hold Louisoix in the highest esteem. He was the one who brought our three nations together, and nothing would please me more than for him to be remembered. Well, it's past time I returned to Ul'dah. I pray that the coming interview bears your fruit. Or bears your fruit. Well, the what's her face? Are you thinking of Canisena, perhaps? The leader of Gridania? Because I feel like... I kind of feel like it might not be any of the leaders that we'll talk to, but I could be wrong. The lieutenant certainly has great respect for Louisoix. Thanks to him, we have another promising interview. Come, let's head to Gridania, where the Archon had sojourned. I don't even need to do that, I can just use return. And Arcalo Falls is over by the... Oh, what is his name again? The achievement guy. Bender thing, I don't really know what to call him. So teleport to the amphitheater, which is apparently taking some time to load me towards there. There we go. I feel like every single time I go to Gridania, it's always like, hey, yeah, it's gonna take a bit of time before it actually loads things. And there you are. Where is that? Oh, there it is. A little bit. That's Gunbreaker. I feel like you're kind of missing some right side pieces. Not a whole lot of stuff over there. Do you just not have any gear for like right side pieces for level 60 tanks? Or what? Let's see, okay, there's Nananji. Don't, I feel like the best option there is probably just getting Poetics gear, I'm thinking, because it would last you until level 70 at least. So this is Arcalo Falls, the conspicuous lack of the creature, or I think of the creatures ahead or side. It's quite a beautiful place. Now then, the person we are to meet should be along shortly. So who are we gonna be talking to? Is it actually someone we know? Ah, it's just a Twin Adder member, I guess. Serpent Lieutenant Fulk. I was told there were those who wished to learn about Louisoix, and who should one be but Captain Majula? Ah, they actually mentioned that. Well met, I am Lieutenant Cyro Fulk, the Order of the Twin Adder. So, you get your wood, but it's okay, basically only doing B stripes. Fair. Well, we actually do the Twin Adder emote. Nice. Nananji Nononji, at your service. Thank you for sparing the time to speak with me, or speak with us. Think nothing of it. Must say though that Lieutenant Aubrey chose the perfect spot for the, or that Lieutenant Aubrey chose the perfect spot for the subject matter. Louisois spent much time in rumination here in the days before the calamity. We Gridanians, being somewhat reserved by nature, at first the citizens kept their distance. But in time people warmed to him. He patiently lent an ear to their troubles, healing hurts and offering counsel, and gradually earned their trust. To ignore the plight of those one might conceivably save is not wisdom, it is indolence. I think that's actually something that what is it called again? Alphino, or maybe LSA has quoted for. That the Immortal Flame salute and the previous guy. Okay, so it probably just depends on if you have. Maybe I'm curious. You can have multiple. You can have high ranks with several grand companies. You just have to just like switch them. I wonder if you have actually joined all the grand companies and raised all of them to the max, if they actually respond the same way. All of them. I don't know because I have not changed Grand Company yet because I'm still trying to like get all the different achievements related to the Twin Adders before a switch, but maybe, or maybe it just looks at like what Grand Company you're in and then at the rank. I have no idea. Might depend on the one you're currently in. Yeah, I'm thinking like it could be that. Because that would be the simplest check, just be like, okay, what Grand Company are you in? Okay. What's your rank? Okay, that's the response. But it would be cool if it actually like responded depending on what your just general rank is, like in all the Grand Companies. Like if you have joined any of the others. It could be cool. Louisois spoke those words and lived up to them. He was the epitome of a Shaolin sage, and I recall myself being moved. Now, shortly after we had become aware of the Meteor Project, the hamlet of Quarry Mill was attacked by the Primal Garuda. Both soldiers and civilians were among the casualties. The Order of the Twin Adder moved to vanquish the Primal, but we were not alone. Through Louisois' meditation, we had the support of not only our sister Grand Companies, but capable adventurers the realm over besides. Using an artifact known as the Vortex Feather, the Archon opened the way for a band of adventurers to sally forth into Garuda's turbulent domain, where they felled the fearsome being. I'm guessing they're actually just telling you what happened during, I'm guessing, 1.0. Like the fights there, essentially on the quests. Upon her defeat, however, the Primals dispersed Aether did not return to the land. Instead, it was absorbed into the Red Moon Dalamud. And when the Empire constructed a new base in Mordona, the Elder Seedseers saw the need for decisive action and put forth a proposal, the formal reformation of the Eorzean Alliance, which had for so long lain dormant. Is it a retelling? It's a bad joke. Not bad, I would say, but I mean, it is true. It's a retelling of it, just with probably a lot of details like omitted. Because from what I remember, hearing 1.0 was absolutely fucking trash in terms of just a lot of the game, at least in terms of gameplay. I don't really know about story. Apparently, there is like a northern section to Gridania, like a different section that's like north of it, but we just don't have access to it, like, at all. 1.0 more, but more like 1 point slow. Yeah, that's kind of what I hear. The initial response from the other nations was lukewarm at best. They felt that the burden to be borne by each party was excessive, and they were loath to do aught that would place them at a disadvantage against their rivals. But the revelation that the lunar transmitter had been erected in the Imperial base prompted a change of heart. The tower controlled Dalamud's descent. If it could be destroyed, then the Meteor project would be forestalled. After having constantly been on the back foot, our nations were motivated to join hands that we might strike a decisive blow against the enemy. Thus was the Eorzean alliance reformed, as the Circle of Knowing had hoped. At the same time, or at the same juncture, Louisoix was asked to join the alliance as a tactician, and in that capacity he provided sage counsel to our heads of state. So although he was the first treated with wariness, Louisoix earned our trust through his actions and paved the way to ensuring cooperation between our nations. Indeed, were it not for him, we all would have perished divided. We owe Louisoix a great debt. Now then, I expect you might be interested in hearing about the operation to destroy the lunar transmitter. But for that tale, I would recommend you seek out another. A decorated soldier actually took part in the operation. Although a hardened warrior, she is quite friendly and should be glad to regale you with her experiences. Shall I send should I send her word on your behalf? To be duly grateful. Very well. If you could take yourself to Maelstrom Command in Limsa, I shall see it that she knows to expect you. That I shall take my leave. I pray that the biography is a success. Everyone has been more helpful than I dared to hope. It seems Louisoix had quite an influence on others. That interview gave us some valuable insight into his character, and I am eager to see what we learn in the next. Come, let's head to Limsa. Remember to bring some sort of like disinfectant for your hands, because that place is dirty. Let's see. So actually I could just, this would probably be faster. Limsa Ducts. Apparently someone from my FC is asking if anyone wants to do Praetorium runs. Moogle tombstones. I wouldn't be opposed to doing that, but not right now. Need to finish this thing. Time to load the 600 players, yep. Actually, that feels like it took a little bit less time, but it's still gonna take some time for things to load. Okay, Maelstrom commands, that's up to the F castle. I'm surprised they actually immediately just teleported me, unlike in Gridania. Granted, they also just did it immediately. So, yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to maybe doing a Praetorium run. The only thing is just that stuff's boring, and it takes like 40 minutes to do. So don't really feel like maybe doing that. Load so much faster. I mean, my PC, I feel like it's also slowly just dying on me because it is slow. It feels like it's just getting slower and slower, like very slowly. It's just getting like worse. It's not like it's still usable, but I have noticed something where basically when I sometimes load up my browser and I end up on YouTube, which is my starting page, it sometimes takes basically just like stops loading for like 5 seconds where I can't do anything on the page, and then it starts loading probably again. So like if I go to like my main page from just like the home button, I need to wait like 5 seconds before I can do anything. Don't know why. I've also had for like a few months now a problem where my PC will take a long, like sometimes takes like 10-15 minutes to shut down. I don't know why that happens, but it just sometimes takes like forever for it to shut down. I've tried seeing if I could fix that, haven't been able to find it, because there was a suggestion of like, oh, set up, like do a few changes with this stuff and it'll basically display what it's currently shutting down, so I could figure out like, hey, what is that's causing the problem? When it's like it gets sort of stuck, it isn't showing anything because it's just saying like, oh yeah, ending processes, but it just takes forever for it. Don't know why. Sounds like I need a new PC. Yep. Only problem is just that I don't have the money to basically buy one because I'm on a very tight budget right now because the stuff I'm getting from Ezu is not enough to cover my bases, or really enough because I'm just slowly losing money from my account because it doesn't cover all of the like bills or anything like that. It covers like I think half of it, so I'm just slowly losing money. So yeah, hoping that I can get a job of some sort somewhat soon so I can start like saving up money, so I can hopefully get like be not as stressed about money, and maybe also get some upgrades to stuff, because holy shit, do I want a new PC that actually like functions way better. And there it is, Maelstrom command. Shall we then? Even if you have a full-time job, it's underpaid from this inflation. Oof. Let's see here. Shana. Ever a sight for sore eyes, and you must be Nananji. How the fuck do you pronounce that? Rashandriki, I think it is. At your service. I understand you wish to hear about the operation to destroy the lunar transmitter. Indeed. I'm penning a biography on the Archon du Soir, you see, for which I'm interviewing people who had dealings with him. I truly appreciate your time. You're very welcome. I would be glad to assist, even if it wasn't a request from Lieutenant Fulk. Now then, to continue where he left off, it was shortly after the Orsian Alliance was formed. Our scouts returned with word that the 7th Legion had activated the lunar transmitter in their fortress in Mordona. Now known as Castrum Sentry, the fortress was originally called Castrum Novum, before the 14th restored and renamed it. It was in order to break through. It was in order to break through its defenses and destroy the transmitter that our 3 nations joined hands, and we were determined to succeed. The strategy that Louisoix proposed was elegant in its simplicity. While our main force drew the Guardians' attention, with an all-out siege, an elite band of adventurers would infiltrate the castrum and make for our objective. We had entrusted adventurers with the ridding us of the primals. Now we entrusted them with the very fate of Eorzea. I still remember the operation as if it were yesterday. Though we met with fiery resistance, we fought more fiercely still. No matter the cost, we had to ensure that the adventurers had a chance to strike at the transmitter. When the messenger arrived bearing the word that they had succeeded, it still makes my heart sore to recall that moment of triumph. That day we learned that, by standing together, the people of Eorzea could oppose even the might of the Empire. It is no exaggeration to say that the victory paved the way for Eorzea's future. Without it, there would not be any, or without it, there would not have been an Operation Archon. Alas, it wasn't all glad tidings. For though we destroyed the transmitter, Nael van Darnus appeared and claimed that he no longer needed the device to bring down Dalamud, that he himself had the power to do so. So long as Van Darnus lived, the threat of destruction remained, and so, branding him an enemy to all life in Eorzea, the nations of the Alliance undertook a desperate manhunt. I think I've actually seen clips of that in 1.0, one of the last big fights you did during the main story was against Nael van Darnus, where I think you basically just fight him alongside a bunch of people. I think it even had a weird staircase in the fight or something. I don't quite remember all the details, but I'm pretty sure I've seen a clip of it at some point. It's part of some video, I think. At length, I think they located him in Kothas and sent their greatest warriors to hunt him down. Leading that formidable band was the adventurer whom they called the Warrior of Light, and though no records remain of the fiery encounter, one thing is certain. A battle's conclusion, Nael van Darnus was brought low. You know, however, our woes did not end with the White Raven, for Louisoix and his disciples determined that Dalamud would continue to fall. The last ditch bid to prevent the realm's annihilation, the Circle of Knowing issued a request to the Eorzean Alliance to secure the Cardinal Flats, where the Red Moon was expected to crash. It was no simple trick, for the entirety of the 7th Legion had amassed in Cardinal. But it was necessary in order to perform a ritual to stop Dalamud, a ritual that invoked the power of the 12. I believe that the Circle of Knowing was basically all of the original members of the Scions, with the exception of Minfina. And I guess technically it wasn't Lee's, but I think original Ida? Could be wrong about that though. Not entirely sure. So it was that the Battle of Cardinal was joined, and I dare say you know how the tale continues. To everyone's shock, the Elder Primal Bahamut emerged from Dalamud and proceeded to unleash his fury upon the realm. Aye, and though all bore witness as Louisoix initiated the ritual, none remember what came to pass afterwards. Neither what happened to Bahamut, nor why the realm was reborn. The haze that afflicted memories of the calamity, but people remember events prior to that moment, yes? If so, do you know if anyone was near Louisoix during the battle? Someone who may have spoken with him? If someone was near him, I'm afraid I do not know. He was atop a rise for the ritual while I was a good distance away on the front lines. My apologies. Oh no, please don't apologize. You've shared a wealth of information and I couldn't ask for more. Well, if you're satisfied, then so am I. With that, I shall return to my duties. I look forward to reading the biography when it's finished. Back to standing right there. Technically, we would have been near him. Yeah, technically. Now I have a grasp of the events leading to the calamity, and yet... Forgive me, I was deep in thought. In no small part due to your help, I have managed to learn a great deal. But there is still more that I wish to know. Might I trouble you to accompany me a little longer? If you're willing, please let me know. And that is where we get End of an Era Framer's Kit. Nice. LNG desires more information for Louisoix's biography. You continue accompanying me? Yeah. You'll continue accompanying me then. Wonderful. Come, let's head to the Drowning Wench to discuss our next move. Our research proceeds apace so far. We've even learned things not found in literature. But tell me, based on what you've heard from our interviews, what is your opinion of Louisoix? He's an exceptional leader. He had a difficult task. Others deserve more credit. He had a difficult task. Indeed. From an imperial invasion to rampaging primals to nail Vandardis' scheme, he had to contend with the toughest of the problems. What struck me was how grateful the interviewers were to Louisoix for bringing their nations together in cooperation. It was nothing short of necessary to our survival. Yet in knowing this, I can't help but wonder, in his capacity as a tactician, it seems to me he had done more than enough to devise a plan and facilitate its execution. Went far beyond that, risking life and limb on the front lines for a land not his own. Perhaps he needed to be there for the ritual. Perhaps he felt a sense of duty. Even so, as noble as it is to desire to help others, what good is it if you end up sacrificing yourself? What was it that compelled Louisoix to go to Cardono? And what went through his mind as the battle unfolded? In order to do his biography justice, I feel I need to know these things. Louisoix had people near him. At the time, perhaps he shared words with them in his final moments. Words that could provide some insight. But where to begin searching for such individuals, assuming they exist? Sorry, friend, but I couldn't help but overhear your conversation. Just so happens I know a bloke served among Louisoix's guard at Cardono. Truly? You know someone who was with him? Aye. And as far as I'm aware, he wasn't given the secret, or in fact the secret. Just for a good measure though, why do you want to speak with him? Louis was biography, eh? In that case, I reckon the bloke would be willing to cooperate. Oren Gwyn comes his name, and he was a lieutenant of the Maelstrom. After the calamity, he turned adventuring, so as to be of good help to the common folk. Maelstrom officer turned adventurer. Be most keen to speak with him. Where might he be found? When Oren dropped in the other day, he said that he had business at Morbury's dry docks. If you're lucky, it might be as he is still there. Stood, we're in your debt. We can't let this chance pass us by, Shana. Let's take ourselves to the dry docks at once. Gotta say, this quest is way longer than I expected. I thought it was gonna be like a somewhat short one, like, oh yeah, it's just like maybe like a 30-minute quest or something. Nope, it's way longer. Like, it's been 30 minutes since we basically went to Gridania. Long quest is long, yep. Okay, there you are. But right, where could Orn be? Hindsight, we should have asked what he looks like. His name would suggest he's a Midlander, but well, nothing for it but to make inquiries. Let's split up for the task and meet again here. Oh, you also have Megan Alpha here. It's always nice seeing these two around in the game. Okay, shopkeep. I'm sorry, but I've only just started helping out here. I'm still learning our customers' names. I couldn't say if it's the person you're after, but a man did come by earlier who appeared to be an adventurer. He bought a Nivea, I think it is, lily that we were currently trailing, or I bought. Okay, and over here. Orn, as it happens, I spoke with him just earlier. He said that he wanted to buy flowers, so I directed him to a vendor. Not sure where he is as of now, though. Looking for an Orn Grincom, you say? Don't know anyone by that name, I'm afraid. I did walk by an unfamiliar fellow just now, though. Over by the mark of the spinner. He had a flower in his hand, so he caught my eye. I think that where Orn might be. Time to rejoin Nananji. I think it might be like down here or something. I don't quite remember where that rock is, but I feel like I've seen it somewhere. Ah, there you are. There, Arshana. Were you able to learn anything? So a man who couldn't be Orn bought a Nemean lily, then went to the mark of the spinner. If we hurry there, we might be able to find him. Let's go. So it's out this way. Ah, there it is. Apparently these stones were part of the Inquest in 1.0, I believe. I think like all the all the like scions that were part of the Circle of Knowing basically went to these and prayed in order to basically power off Louisoix's spell. This looks like a slightly more animated cutscene. Begging your pardon, sir, but are you Lieutenant Orn Gwyncom? Some of the related stones were also in the recent Alliance raids. True. I mean, they do like have the symbols of the 12 on them. But yeah, we did go to some of them in, I believe it was Coathus that we went to some. I've been a lieutenant for years, but that's me. What can I do for you? Guessing he's recognizing us. Maybe? I realize this is sudden, but... So you're writing Louisoix's biography, and want to hear my account as someone who was near on hand at Cardano. There must be a reason that you are here too. The warrior of light who led us to victory. Who led us to victory in Operation Archon. Very well, I will tell you my tale. Now then, where to begin? Yeah, I think it was the spinner we fought in Euphrosyne with her brother, who I don't remember the name of right now. As you know, the battle was fought over the land where Dalamut was expected to fall. In the beginning, neither side was able to gain the upper hand. But when the Imperials deployed their magic armor, our ranks were thrown into disarray. Though charged with protecting Louisoix, like me, could only watch the carnage from afar. And though our forces managed to hold out thanks to the adventurer contingent, we sustained grievous casualties. Right, Jose does, yep. But the real tragedy was what followed. As Dalamut hurled towards us, it began shedding fragments of itself before finally bursting open to unleash the primal Bahamut. As we looked, or as all below looked on in shock, the battle completely forgotten, Bahamut took wing and spewed fire all over the land. Men in Magitek armor alike were set ablaze and sent flying like so many insects. I only realized that I had stopped breathing when a commanding voice broke my trance. You've done enough, Louisoix told us. Now fly. Fly and save yourselves. but like my fellow guards, I wanted to remain. I couldn't change or charge into battle besides my comrades. At the very least, I would do my duty here and protect Louisoix to the last. But upon seeing us standing there, not making a move, Louisoix smiled and spoke to us. If you would give your lives to protect something, then protect my hopes. Every soul who lives to determine their own fate is a source of hope, bright and brilliant. So live, I bid you, and be among those who bear the light for others to follow. Those words awakened us to a greater purpose. If there was hope in my living, then I would live as Louisoix bid. No matter what, I would survive, and so, together with my fellows, I began making my retreat. Alas, we hadn't gotten far when an explosion erupted and sent us sprawling. I struggled to my feet just in time to see the enormous, menacing silhouette of Bahamut looming over Louisoix. The next instant he was enveloped in light, and that was the last I remember of him. Louisoix's final moment. Amid that light, he looked to be smiling. What he was thinking in that moment I couldn't say, but one thing is certain. We all of us are alive thanks to him. I mean, technically he didn't die quite there, he did become the primal phoenix and fucking tore Bahamut asunder, basically. Which was expertly shown during that cutscene that we see in the Bahamut or Calls of Bahamut raids, because that cutscene is fucking awesome. Following the calamity, it was reported that Louisoix had defeated Bahamut and set about the land's miraculous regeneration. Do you believe this is the truth? I mean, we can confirm that what he's just said is true. Every soul who lives to determine their own fate is a source of hope. What we learned has reaffirmed my belief, Shanna. The belief that Louisoix was not an all-powerful savior one reads about in tales, but merely an ordinary man. But that man never forsook Eorzea. No, he stood for this realm to the last. He and countless other brave souls, and saved it from becoming a scorched waste. Against unimaginable adversity, he fought, and at the cost of his life, paved the way to a brighter future for us all. The least I can do is return. Return is to tell his story, spread his message that where there is life, there is hope. Thanks to your account, I believe I have found an angle for the biography. I'm truly grateful. Some people sure are fast at reading all this. Some people are a lot faster readers, but I'm also like reading it aloud, so it takes a little bit long because I need to like make sure that I actually read the words correctly, I guess. Would you care to offer a prayer as well? The prayer that the light of hope which Louisoix preserved shall ever burn bright. People have come and gone since you started. Like, only in the cutscene for a second. I'm guessing they probably skipped it then. Calamity left deep scars across the realm. There was no place that did not want for help to rebuild. After being saved by our twin and our allies, I decided to become an adventurer. The better to honor Louisoix's legacy and lend aid to those in need. During my travels, I often hear your tales. I'm glad I could share my own with you. Allow me to thank you again for recounting your experiences to us. It is I who owes you thanks for giving me the chance to share Louisoix's words. All these years I have avoided speaking of the moment of his passing out of respect, but it would not do to take the tale to my grave. Through the biography is my hope that his spirit will live on in all of us. Now then, if you'll excuse me, I shall resume my pilgrimage to the marks. Wherever your travels take you, I shall be praying for your safety. Mia's lilies, the symbol of safe passage. Louisoix stood there in Carno. I wonder if he likewise prayed for someone's safety. At any rate, these interviews have yielded everything I had hoped for, and more. Come, let us return to Ul'dah. I'll have your reward for you and Ul'dah at the Halls of Flame. Okay. Yeah, I'm guessing some people might have just skipped the text here, or the cutscenes. Because some people don't really care and just want the reward. Or they have just already watched a, cuts, or watched a video maybe online that basically just explained everything. Or they just didn't care. Who knows? I just want to watch it and read it aloud, just because I like doing that with these event things. There you are. Ended up troubling you longer than I had intended, but it was a truly fruitful series of interviews. How fortunate that we could hear from those who lived that fateful time. Though I still have many questions, the biography is beginning to take shape in my mind. I also feel as though I attained a measure of closure. Louisoix fought simply as one of us. He made the ultimate sacrifice that hope might endure. This I've come to realize and appreciate, thanks to everyone's heartfelt testimonies. Now then, last but not least, I'd like to ask you for your thoughts on something. According to Orn, Louisoix smiled in his final moments. As he was enveloped in light, what do you imagine he held in his mind? It's pointless to speculate on such things. The image of mankind thriving in the future. Let's go with that one. That's the most positive one, I guess. I see. I appreciate your thoughts. As I pen the biography, I will be certain to remember your words. After is my YouTube movie allowing me to skip all the reading. Fair. Well, sad though it is, it's time for us to part ways. I'll set to work on a draft, and I won't rest until the biography goes to print. Thank you all. Thank you for all your help, my friend. I couldn't have come this far without you. Nice. A framer kit and also an achievement. Does it give a title? Nope. Just preserving the future. Okay. I still want to quickly make sure that I buy the stuff from the event over here. So I haven't done that yet. So I want that, that. How many of these things do I have? I have 99 of all of them, or 999 of all of them. Nonora? Greetings, adventure. Are you here to test your skills in the excitement of Kubo Kubo adventure? I think I should be able to also access that in my in-room, which might be better since it would maybe not lag as much due to the sheer amount of people here. And just the general lag I get from these like towns right now. There is though also the like letters over here that I could apparently read. Let's see. Greetings and welcome to the Letter Forest. Displayed here are the messages of gratitude and encouragement which folk the realm over have anonymously written. It comes as no surprise, but no few messages are addressed to adventurers. If you wish to peruse these letters, I should be pleased to guide you. That's a fucking lot. Holy shit. I feel like there's a lot of these, but let's see, let's just try one of them for now and see how long they are. It also gives us a cutscene apparently. I think this is gonna take a while, so I think I might actually just put on the text-to-speech thing because I can feel my like throat / mouth just starting to slightly hurt because of all the reading, which is what I started to get feeling back when I did A Realm Reborn, like the original patches before I started using the text-to-speech thing. But yeah.
Many years have passed since we installed a message board on an unassuming street corner. To see it continue to be utilized by adventurers fills me and my fellow keepers with pride. Like a lodestone, the message board draws people together, and it is our hope that it keeps serving you well as a means to share information. For our humble part, we shall endeavor to maintain the board in good repair while bringing you news that may be of interest. With best wishes, a message board keeper.
I think I remembered something that someone had posted somewhere. This is messages from the design team, or from the like Final Fantasy XIV team. Message board keepers. That is the forums. I'm pretty sure. So it's basically like all the different members of the team, I think. Might as well just read all of them.
As a choreographist, my job is to create movements that convey specific emotions, such as a dancer's performance or a mammoth's adorable gesture. and though I have the honor of contributing my expertise to etiquette manuals, movement cannot be tangibly preserved in the manner that artwork such as paintings can. From the mesmerizing flutter of fabric to the inviting springiness of buas, it all passes by in an instant. In light of this, if but one of my steps or flourishes occupy a place in your memory, then nothing would make me happier. Movingly yours, a humble choreographist.
Okay, so the people that make the choreography of stuff. Etiquette manual writer. Yeah, dot. It sometimes does that with the
One lazy
punctuations.
afternoon, as I stood by the Ethereet Plaza, I found myself absorbed by the sight of adventurers whiling away their time. Greeting friends who were passing by, practicing a newly learned dance, sitting on a bench and chatting. Opening umbrellas when it began to rain, tucking into a loaf of bread when peckish. To the untrained eye, they were doing naught out of the ordinary. I, however, saw the fruits of my life's work, and it warmed my heart. Dreaming of a day when proper social etiquette is practiced by all, be it in a ballroom or otherwise, I shall continue my quest to edify. Courteously yours, an etiquette manual writer.
I'm thinking that's maybe like, I guess GMs, whoever's basically like making sure that the like rules of the game is actually like maintained, so that people don't go around and be absolute assholes to each other. Theater set designer.
Dear adventurer, I am a theater set designer, and one who is said to have a penchant for designing unusual props for the stage.
So I'm guessing that's the people that make all the different models, maybe?
Some of my labors of love, it thrilled me to discover, have caught your eye to become little companions that follow you around, or even modes of transportation. To see my creations for the stage delight you off it, even the oddest ones, delights me in turn, and further motivates me in my craft. In hopes that I can continue to delight you all, I will endeavor to create ever more interesting props. Yours in whimsy, a theater set designer.
Festival committee member. Oh my god.
Dear adventurer, I am a festival committee member in charge of decorating the cities during celebrations. While decorations are an oft unremarked part of events, some of you have noticed the little touches we apply, such as stray bombs and romantic snowmen, and it makes our efforts all the more worthwhile. As you continue your adventures, it is our hope that the festive ambience we create throughout the year will provide you with joy and respite both. Mirthfully yours, a festival committee member.
Maybe that's the people that, like, on the team are responsible for the events? Could be wrong. Like the in-game events, I'm not sure though. That one was a little bit vague, I feel like. Festival committee members could maybe also be like the people that are responsible for, I don't know, maybe FanFest? But could be wrong. Architect.
Recently, my fellows and I have been taking ourselves around the realm, repairing buildings and roads as well as restoring natural landscapes. This we do as part of an initiative to improve quality of life for adventurers. Yours is a long journey, what little we can do to ease your way, we gladly do. Constructively yours, a humble architect.
Guessing the people that, I don't know, make the environments of sorts.
You who are reading this letter, I bid you imagine the countless adventurers who call this world home. I dare say it isn't difficult to do so, for that is reality as it stands. Yet we mustn't take it for granted, for what we have now is the culmination of much hard work by full many souls. Souls including your good self. Adventurers breathe life into this world, each one of you giving rise to a grand tale, and I hope you never forget this. Thank you for taking the time to cast your eyes over these words. Wherever your adventures may lead, may you find happiness. With utmost respect, a nameless artisan.
I'm guessing the artist on the team. Linguist. I'm guessing that's the translators, maybe?
I first set foot in this land 10 years ago. Since then, I have had occasion to meet numerous fine adventurers like yourself. Many languages exist, and they sometimes act as a wall that divide us. This world, however, is a place where we might transcend that wall and come together in unity. Each and every day, you and yours find various ways to forge bonds. In so doing, you gain access to a new world as seen through different eyes, and that is what makes life endlessly fascinating. As you carry on adventuring, I pray that you will be blessed with many such enriching encounters. Yours in understanding and unity, a humble linguist.
I feel like that's either the writers or the translators. Actually, wait, playwright might be the writers. That might have just been the translators, maybe. From a citizen.
Dear adventurer, during the calamity and for a long time afterwards, there was nary a smile to be seen upon faces. Now, however, I often see you and yours walking happily through the city, and it never fails to warm the heart. In my mind, you are the symbols of the new era. No one can say what the future holds, but when I see your smiles, I am reassured that somehow all will be well. Sincerely yours, a humble citizen.
I don't know who that would be on the design team, or on the 14 team. Theater director.
I used to be an adventurer, but in the course of my travels, I developed the urge to recreate for others the sense of marvel that I was experiencing. One thing led to another, and I eventually became a theater director. My role is to produce spectacular theater, and nothing is more gratifying than to receive praise from the audience. For a long time to come, I hope to continue creating memorable adventures to share with everyone. Yours in imagination and wonderment, a humble theater director.
I think that might be Yoshida. Because I think he is the director of, like, the team. Could be wrong, though. Your brain, I used to be an adventurer like you, but then I took an arrow to the knee. Is that what you're thinking?
As an advertising scribe, I create notices for events and products that you see posted to message boards.
The advertising team, I'm guessing.
Such information isn't exactly essential for adventuring, but I consider it job well done if people are aware of their options, and I'll keep striving to deliver information that may be of interest to adventurers. Thank you always for your kindness and compassion. Communicatively yours, a humble advertising scribe.
From a guide.
In all things, it's nice to be able to make changes to better suit your taste. But by the same token, the more choices one has, the more difficult it is to decide what to do. We began posting guides on the message board as a way to answer questions from adventurers. Before we knew it, we had surpassed 200 items. We couldn't have kept at it for so long without your invaluable feedback. It makes us truly happy when we hear that we could help to solve your problems, even in some small way. Encouraged by your praise and driven by your requests, we'll keep working hard to serve you.
Guessing it's the community managers, maybe? So the people that, like, respond to stuff on the message boards and so on?
Should you have any comments or suggestions, please do not hesitate to reach out. We always appreciate hearing from you. Informatively yours, a humble guide.
That's at least what I'm thinking it could be. Gatekeeper.
All who set forth must invariably pass through the entrance. And while most will not spare the place a second thought, we gatekeepers think of naught else, day in and day out. Our solemn duty is to ensure that all adventurers can enter unhindered, and this entails keeping signs in good repair and pesky fiends at bay. We're especially attentive when we throw open all entrances at once following large-scale maintenance works. Inspired by the eager expressions you wear as you set forth anew, we will continue performing our task to the best of our ability. Vigilantly yours, a humble gatekeeper.
Thinking that's maybe the people responsible for, like, maybe the servers and making sure that everything, like, runs smoothly after a launch, I guess. Maybe that's all I can really think of. I might be wrong though. Playwright. This I'm almost certain is the writers, or
a stirring story needs a formidable antagonist, one who stands in the protagonist's way and causes them sadness and suffering. When the heroes finally overcome that foe, they will know a joy that is as sweet as their struggles were bitter. Those who shared in that joy will go on to become friends true, their bond transcending age, station, and nations. In order to create such depressing lows and soaring highs, I will strive to conceive of more compelling antagonists. Dramatically yours, a humble playwright.
Yeah, that's the writers of the story. There is nothing else that could be, I feel like. Theater composers, that's the, I guess,
As someone who
Soken?
composes music for the stage, nothing pleases me more than to hear that you are moved by my work.
Soken, and probably also his team.
I am also humbled to receive your words of appreciation for the concerts we hold and the orchestrion roles we release.
And I guess maybe also the Primals, which I guess is part of his team.
You are my motivation, spurring me to continue composing music that brings the story to life, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Yours in the melody, a humble theater composer.
Theater sound designer, so that's probably the people that deal with all the sound effects and so on.
From sword slashing to armor clinking, from water running to leaves rustling, I have the pleasure of recreating for the stage the various sounds that can be heard out in the world.
Like the water in the background there.
It is a challenge and a thrill to produce these sounds, and we draw inspiration from the knowledge that they are heard and appreciated by many. However, the sounds of a play isn't limited to that which we ourselves create. No, they also encompass those made by the audience and the players.
What are you talking about? Yep.
It is a collaboration between us, a joint performance, and it is my hope that we can continue filling the world with sound together. Acoustically yours, a humble theater sound designer.
A letter from an adventurer.
I'm but a faceless adventurer. One of those who have been in the business for a while without standing out. Recently, menacing towers appeared across the land, in the wake of which frightening phenomena broke out. The final days or some such. I don't know how you fared during that time, but if truth be told, it was a little overwhelming for me. Gods know I struggle to get by even without apocalyptic threats to worry about. So many things don't go the way I hope, and I often find myself frustrated and discouraged. Full many times I've wanted to give up. To turn away from everything and everyone. But every time, there has been something that has saved me. Be it an awe-inspiring view or a kindly stranger, something has given me the strength to take another step. So come what may, I intend to carry on as far as my path leads. I won't surrender, and I pray that neither will you. Yours in perseverance, a faceless adventurer.
I wonder who that could be, actually. So I'm thinking it's like a group of people, perhaps. Like, maybe it's the other. Maybe it's the Sprouts? I'm not really sure, though. I don't know. But I feel like this letter might be one that only appears after you finished Endwalker, because it mentions stuff literally from Endwalker. So I'm assuming that's this one only appears when you have done Endwalker, perhaps. Oh, that was all of them. The letter half of Endwalker, yep. Okay. That was all the letters. I guess I should maybe actually use these two. Forget to. And then I'm thinking of quickly heading to an in room, because I kind of want to quickly try the Kupo game thingy. I forget what it's called now, but I should be able to basically play it in the, what was it called again? The toy box, I believe. So just gonna head on over this way. And I'm thinking he should be here, yep. Okay, toy chest. Kubo Kubo Adventure. 800. Have I? Oh yeah, I have played that one before. Yeah, Kubo Kubo Adventure, what is that? Okay. Let me actually increase the background noise a little bit. Okay, we have 3 stages. Okay, so I can move around up and down. Okay, so you have palm fire, deal fire damage to a target in front of you. Cause MP and stuff. Area center 8 squares in front of you. Restores 50 or HP. Protects the barrier around you and automatically arrives upon KO. Okay, I was thinking I can maybe... Yep, bounce off enemies. That did not exactly do what I had hoped for. Same with that. And here's some Venus appeared. Okay, stage 1 cleared. Oh, that thing is moving. The Keg Tower. Okay, I might want to make sure that that thing dies. They are shooting things out. There. Up here and do that. Don't stand in that. Got it. Okay, I've been poisoned. Almost. Should be able to just shoot directly. Yep. Okay, my HP also stays the same. That could maybe prove problematic. Almost got the cacti there. I've been poisoned. Just thinking, shoot there. Didn't quite do as much as I'd hoped. Oh shit. Yeah, let's do this one. Should kill most enemies, and we also got rid of the that had cast Doom on us. I'm pretty sure that's Odin. And yep, he is dead. Are they just gonna keep oh, I thought for a second that they were just gonna keep bouncing. That would honestly have been really fucking nice. Wait. Stage 3 cleared. Okay, that's either from Eureka Orthos or... That's either a picture from Eureka Orthos or from a... What is that called again? An elegant sort of structure. And that is definitely the Wandering Minstrel. And apparently there is also bonuses you could get. Like if you had full health and full MP, you would have gotten some bonuses. No actions used, you would have gotten a large bonus, and no damage taken, an even bigger one. Not bad. Fun little minigame at least. I forget what. Oh yeah, partly I did not understand that one. But yeah, that's pretty much everything from the event. stuff. I am curious though, what were those 2 songs that were released or handed out basically? Is this one? So that's the one from that minigame. And this is also from there. Okay. Honestly, songs aren't terrible. Those 2. There are stones to collect through, but I have also started slowly doing that, but I think I have basically an Excel spreadsheet with like that sort of calculates how much I need. And currently I need to get a total of 501 tomestones. Which is gonna take a while, but I do have until like start of October to slowly get those, and my way of getting them currently is just doing the like daily frontlines roulette, because I also get the series XP, and I still need to get my series leveled up to max. But I am getting there. I think I have like around like 22 or 23 just losses in frontlines, and then they'll be done. If it's wins, then it's gonna go even faster. Yeah, I do that. I do the main scenario roulette. I might also sometimes do the alliance raid, and maybe 50, 60, 70, 80 dungeons, but that's just because I can get the map that will give me Andesite or Alexandrite, I think it's actually called. What is it called again? Alexandrite, for the Aromaborn relics. Because I need a lot of that if I want to make all of those relics. But yeah, there's not really a lot left, and honestly this stream actually ended up going way longer than I expected. I thought this was going to be like a 2-hour stream or something like that. It's been 3 hours. Did not expect it to go that long. So we actually just turn down the background music a little bit, and let's switch over to this, because I'm basically thinking that I'll go ahead and start hitting the stream now. So let's see if I can find someone to raid. One problem is just that it's going to take a little bit of time for stuff to load due to the browser being slow as hell for me. Okay, there we go. So, oh yeah, the slowness to react that I mentioned earlier on YouTube also happens on other websites. So right now, for example, Twitch is being like, it even popped up with like a Twitch is not responding. Like, oh no. Okay, let's see here. Who to raid? Let us see here. Read opportunity. I feel like you always say that, or either you or Farball says that. Let's see. You know what? I'm thinking maybe we will raid Smoking Dampier. I think that's at least how I pronounce their name. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, they are another Danish VTuber who is currently doing some an art stream, from the looks of it. I think usually some of the Danish VTubers have a sort of, I guess, work together sort of stream collab thing on Wednesdays, but I think today most of them apparently weren't available, it seemed like. So yeah, it doesn't look like they're doing anything today. But yeah, I think we'll just raid Dampier, whose name is actually Jay. But yeah, I think we'll raid them, and yeah. For the next stream, I don't know when that's gonna happen, because I'm still trying to like do editing stuff. I am more or less done with the rough edits for most of the streams currently, so that I can make those into highlights. Now I just need to actually do the proper editing. And I was planning on doing that Monday and Tuesday this week, but I ended up getting home kind of late, so I haven't done that yet. Thankfully, tomorrow I have the day off, so how long till school starts again? It started Monday. So I have been going to school now for 3 days. Technically it has been more of a like introduction to how to write a good CV or resume and an application, and how to set up our LinkedIn profiles well, and how to make posts there so that we can basically apply for an internship, which we have to do and attend in January, from like January to March. I believe it was like a 10-week internship, because that's part of the education that we need to do that. So yeah, but normal schools should start on Monday, probably, because on Friday we technically have school, but it's more like a hey, we're getting new classes because we have like our specific choice of like what we want to actually proper study. I don't really know what to call it. But yeah, we basically had the choice between 3 different, like, I guess, courses or something like that. And those courses are just getting like to know each other, so that we know each other more, because we're going to be having lessons with each other starting Monday. So they have like a 3-hour thing on Friday for that, which I'm still like, why didn't they just put that tomorrow and give us Friday off? Because to me that makes more sense, but apparently not to the school. But yeah, I'm not the one doing stuff at school, so who knows, maybe they have a good reason for it, but I don't know what that is. But yeah, I don't know when the next stream is gonna happen, because still gonna be on the like semi break, but hopefully tomorrow I can get a good chunk of editing done, so that yeah, hopefully I can start doing regular streams again somewhat soon, but don't really know when that's actually gonna happen, but we'll see. But yeah, I guess I guess I'll just end the stream here then, because don't have much else to say. So yeah, you can at least expect a stream from me at the very least in like around the start of October, because that's gonna be when the next what do you call it, the next patch drops. And once that happens, I'm gonna be doing the Alliance raid one day at least, and then also do the MSQ, just because might as well. But yeah, until then I don't know if there's gonna be any streams, so I don't know if there's gonna be one, so yeah. Anyway, yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and raid Jay, and yeah, make sure to behave yourselves over there. And yeah, don't have much else to say, so thank you everyone for watching and chatting and everything, and yeah, I'll see you guys next time. See ya.